Hello everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video. Now this one is, again I'm using my new Swatch It stamp set. So these are the pieces of card that were left over from swatching Art by Marlene's paints. And I kept them because I find it really hard to throw bits of paper away like this. And I looked at them today and I was like, okay, I think I could cut like a little border out of these, and they're almost a little bit like flowers. So that's what I did. And I think in a minute I'll show you I give you a quick look at the swatches that I did. So this, the stamp set Swatch It comes with a die set as well, which for someone like me who hates cutting out is absolutely fantastic. Yeah, so these the original pieces, square pieces with the hole in, obviously were cut with the die cut, and I just didn't really want to waste them, so this was quite a good way to use those bits. So there we are, those are the pieces that were left over, and that's the die set for the die and the stamp, and they match obviously, so that worked really well. So I'm going to start off adding some stripes on my page. So I wanted to go black and white for the background. So I'm using black gesso. This is one of Marlene's brushes. I think it's a size 20 flat brush. And I'm just pulling those stripes across my page, and then I'm going to wash and dry my brush, and then I'm going to go in with some white acrylic paint in between. So I'm ending up with a really cool like zebra stripe background. So I went for this background because I've got all these splashes of colour with these little borders that I've cut out, these sort of cool paint splat / flower shapes, which I'm going to stick onto the page. So yeah, I'm just going in with this white acrylic paint. It's an Amsterdam acrylic paint. It's not a heavy body one, so I am needing to layer in a couple of places. But look how easy this is to do, really. I'm letting the brush do the work. When it came to sort of putting those black stripes on, I just went with the thickness of the brush and let that dictate where the stripes were going to be and how thick they were going to be. And then this bit's quite easy, just filling in the white. I'm not worrying if it overlaps with the black. It gives it that kind of nice, I don't know, kind of slightly artsy, painterly feel. Yeah, not wanting those clean cut straight lines. Okay, so just going in a bit more with the white paint, just anywhere that feels it's not quite white enough, I'm just dabbing a bit more on. Then that gets a really good dry. Then I'm using my Shoot for the Stars stamp with some black archival ink, just adding a bit of stamping over the top of the white and the black, just to create a bit more interest on that background. And then once that was dry, I'm going to use my dotty stamp. I think, do I use my dotty stamp there? I can't remember. No, I don't. I do in a bit. I'm going to decide where these little flowery splats are going to go. I don't really know what to call them. They are a bit like, they look more like flowers now, don't they, than paint splats. So I'm using the sticky glue from Art by Marlene. Nice and easy to apply to these really thin shapes. And I'm just popping these onto my page, and I'm going to overlap them in some of the places just so that they kind of sit together and they're not all dotted around all over the page, the little groups in some places. And here I'm just putting a snip on the in the spine, just so that that will fold nicely once it's dry. I'm just grabbing a piece of kitchen paper as well, just to mop up any excess glue that's squidged out of the sides of the pieces that I've stuck down. I don't know, I'm always making up silly words. Yeah, so just to give them a little dab. And then I decided I would add some embossing, white embossed dots onto my page. So this is just a clear white embossing powder. and then I'm just going to heat set those just to create another little bit more contrast on there. And I'm going to add that in a few places. You can just see I'm just doing a few here, tipping the excess off and then heat setting that. Ideally, I should really have put the other bit away before I got my heat tool out, but yeah, I didn't. I've done the same here as well. Silly me. Never mind, it didn't heat set on the paper, so that's okay. Then I'm going in with my Signo Uniball, just adding a few smaller dots on there too. So starting to build those layers of interest in this background. And then I decided I would do some scribbly lines around these shapes. So I went round all the shapes on the inside and the outside and just added some kind of scribbly lines around those. Just to help pop them out from the background a little bit. And I did do the end of the video, you'll see I went round with a Stabilo all pencil too, just to help make them pop out even more. And that's just an ordinary black gel pen that I'm using here. It's quite a fine one. And like I say, I went around all of the shapes and I wasn't trying to be neat and tidy. I was just doing quite loose, sketchy lines around these shapes too. Then I decided I wanted to add some coloured splatters. So being lazy, I just grabbed my Posca pens and primed them onto my little paint mat here and then added a little bit of water and just added some splatters. So I'm going to add all the rainbow colour splatters onto my page. I don't think I show the process of doing all of those, but obviously I've gone like red, orange, yellow, green, blue, pink and purple, and just added those all over. So then I've grabbed my alphabet stamp set from Funky Fossil. I do still have a couple of these left in my shop if you've not got yourself one of these yet. It's a really fun font, and here I'm just stamping it onto some white card. And there are duplicates of some of the letters on there as well, so you can put whole words on where you've got more than one vowel on your acrylic block. Now you'll notice the end of my word, I didn't press it down quite properly here, so I do go in with a pen and just write over those letters that didn't transfer brilliantly. Not always the best at stamping. So then I thought I was going to put the words over on the right hand side, and then I decided that I would spread them out across the page instead, like that. I felt that that worked better and it felt a bit more balanced. So then I'm going to stick those in place using a glue stick. My background is quite textured because of these sort of flowery splat outlines that I've got on there. So the glue stick was quite a successful way to stick these pieces in. Yeah, because it was quite bumpy. That's why I keep pressing, just to make sure it's all stuck down nicely. So then I'm going to just use a Stabilo oil pencil to outline around those flowery splat shapes, just to pull them out from the background a bit more. And you can see that does kind of have that effect. It works quite well. So kind of this page shows how versatile this stamp set really is. You know, swatching, journal pages. You can even use your leftovers from when you've used your die set. So, you know, like what more do you need? So many possibilities in one stamp set. Yeah, so I think there's a few left in my shop. If you're wanting one, go and get yourself one quick before they're gone. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little mini series of videos on my new Swatch It stamp set. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.